Okay, great. Okay, नमस्ते. How are you everyone? कैसे आप सभी लोग?
Guys, kindly give him a response, please.
Not able to open my camera. Rizwan
It's
ji.
okay.
Okay, that's not a problem. कोई बात नहीं अगर आपका कैमरा शुरू ही नहीं हो रहा है. If you're not able to turn your camera, that's fine. Just try to interact. Let us know if you have any doubts or queries. If you want to ask out anything, अगर आपको कुछ पूछना है, बताना है, so आप कैमरा या माइक ऑन करके पूछ सकते हैं, बता सकते हैं. Okay. So, okay. I guess we should start for today. So, okay, let's begin. So, my name is Aditya. Jain. I'm an architect by profession. Here at BharatBIM, we are going to learn about 3ds Max classes. आज हम लोग 3ds Max classes की शुरुआत करने वाले हैं यहाँ पे. Okay. So, overall, we are working on three different softwares. तीन softwares के बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं. These are 3ds Max, V-Ray and Lumion. Okay. So, it will be a 1 month of duration. एक महीने का क्लास होने वाला है. We will be learning every prospect of these softwares जिसके अंदर हम बेसिक से एडवांस सब कुछ सीखने वाले हैं. ओके. सो बिफोर स्टार्टिंग आई वुड लाइक टू नो कि आप में से कौन लोग पहले से यूज कर रहे हैं, whoever is using already using these softwares or like know the basics or are new to this. Okay. So okay. SKG, can you please turn your mic and let us know like a little bit about yourself, like आप क्या है currently, क्या काम करते हैं, have you used these softwares before or not?
हाँ सर बोलिए।
हैव यू यूज्ड दिस सॉफ्टवेयर बिफोर? आप ये सॉफ्टवेयर यूज किए हैं पहले अपने वाले या फर्स्ट टाइम यूज करने वाले हैं?
मैं ये फर्स्ट टाइम सिर्फ ऑटोकैड यूज करे।
ऑटोकैड. ओके. एंड करेंटली आप किस प्रोफेशन में, लाइक क्या काम करते हैं आप अभी?
हम 2D प्लान दे रहे हैं
टू
बिल्डिंग
डी
का।
प्लान्स वगैरह. ओके ओके. एंड कौन से शहर में, विच सिटी?
खड़गपुर।
खड़गपुर. ओके ओके, बहुत बढ़िया बहुत बढ़िया. ओके. सो ओके, मूविंग फॉरवर्ड, तब तक के लिए हम लोग सबसे एक बार सबके बारे में थोड़ा सा जान लेते हैं. आज पहला दिन रहने वाला है तो सो दैट वी ऑल्सो अंडरस्टैंड कि आप लोगों का रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है, व्हाट एग्जैक्टली डू यू गाइस वांट टू लर्न फ्रॉम अस, एंड अकॉर्डिंगली विल ट्राई टू गिव यू अ सॉल्यूशन ऑन दैट. ओके. साइकत सरकार जी, नमस्ते. हाउ आर यू?
Good.
ओके ओके. प्लीज लेट अस नो लिटिल बिट अबाउट योरसेल्फ, लाइक व्हाट यू करेंटली डू. करेंटली आप क्या काम करते हैं?
Currently, मैं इंटीरियर डिजाइनर हूँ जमशेदपुर से।
जमशेदपुर से. ओके ओके. और एनी सॉफ्टवेयर दैट यू यूजिंग राइट नाउ, लाइक ये
3D
सॉफ्टवेयर है,
मैक्स
इसके अलावा कुछ और?
3D मैक्स वीरे यूज कर रहा हूँ। मेरे
थ्री
को
डी
यहाँ
मैक्स.
रिक्वायरमेंट पड़ता है एनिमेशन, कस्टमर का डिमांड पड़ रहा है, इसी कारण से मुझे लूमियन सीखना।
ओके ओके, ग्रेट ग्रेट. ठीक है, तो वो तो सीखेंगे हम लोग, एंड इट विल बी अ प्रॉपर चैनलाइज्ड वे, एक एक करके अपन वो सब चीज पे फोकस करते हुए. एंड मोर ओवर स्केचअप, सॉरी, मैक्स इज समथिंग लाइक जहाँ पे बहुत सारी चीजें सीखने के लिए, लाइक देयर आर ए नंबर ऑफ थिंग्स टू लर्न इनसाइड दिस, राइट? सो अब उसके अंदर में एक एक चीजों को अपन जब डील करेंगे, सो वी शुड अंडरस्टैंड कि हाउ टू प्रोसेस इट, बिकॉज इवन क्रिएटिंग अ स्लाइड वॉल और या एक दीवार बनाने के लिए भी चार प्रकार के मेथड्स लोग फॉलो करते हैं, बट वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड विच इज द परफेक्ट वे, कौन सा सही तरीका रहेगा जिससे हम लोग समय बचा सके और एक एग्जैक्ट गुड तरीके से मॉडल अप कर सके, राइट? तो वो पढ़ेंगे अपन. ओके. मूविंग फॉरवर्ड, विशाल जी प्लीज थोड़ा सा आप आपका माइक ऑन कर लीजिए सर.
जी सर।
जी नमस्ते, कैसे हैं आप?
बढ़िया सर।
ओके, थोड़ा सा जानकारी दीजिए सर आपके बारे में, करेंटली आप क्या काम करते हैं?
सर करेंटली मैं फर्नीचर का काम करता हूँ।
फर्नीचर का, कौन से शहर में?
दिल्ली।
दिल्ली में.
जी।
ओके ओके, बढ़िया. और कुछ सॉफ्टवेयर वगैरह आप यूज करते हैं, ऑटोकैड वगैरह, या अभी आप मैनुअली काम कर रहे हैं पूरा?
सर मैं मैनुअली काम करता हूँ।
मैनुअली काम करते हैं. ओके, बहुत बढ़िया. ठीक है. एंड या रिजवान जी, आपका ये हो गया, ठीक हो गया माइक?
माइक तो ठीक है, लेकिन कैमरा आपने शायद होस्ट ने अलाउ नहीं किया हुआ है, होस्ट ने ऑफ किया हुआ है। मेरे पास तो
नहीं ऐसा.
मैसेज यही आ रहा है, यू कैन नॉट स्टार्ट योर वीडियो बिकॉज द होस्ट हैज स्टॉप इट।
अंजना जी, कैन प्लीज चेक ऑन दैट?
Yeah. No, it's actually allow participants to start video. It's turned on.
इट्स टर्न ऑन, राइट?
Yeah.
रिजवान जी,
जी,
एक बार आप कोशिश करिए, प्रोबेबली नाउ इट माइट.
सेम प्रॉब्लम।
नॉट श्योर, क्योंकि मेरा चालू हो रहा है, बाकी लोगों का भी हो रहा है, शायद कुछ आ रहा होगा, कुछ टेक्निकल इश्यू होगा, कोई बात नहीं, उसका कोई विषय नहीं. थोड़ा सा जानकारी दीजिए सर आपके बारे में.
मैं इंटीरियर डिजाइनर हूँ, बैकग्राउंड मेरा सिविल इंजीनियरिंग का है, और
हम्म.
20 ईयर से दिल्ली में इंटीरियर डिजाइनिंग एंड कॉन्ट्रैक्टिंग का वर्क करता
ओके, एंड कौन से शहर में हैं आप?
हूँ। दिल्ली में, दिल्ली
दिल्ली में
स्टेट।
ही है.
जी।
चलिए बढ़िया है, 2 लोग हो गए दिल्ली के। ओके, सो ओके राहुल जी, प्लीज टर्न ऑन योर माइक, आप माइक ऑन कर लीजिए आपको। जी।
हाँ जी।
जी नमस्ते, कैसे हैं आप?
नमस्ते, अच्छे हैं, आप कैसे हैं?
जी मैं भी बढ़िया। ओके, करेंटली थोड़ा सा बताइए आपके बारे में सर, करेंटली आप क्या काम कर रहे हैं?
Currently, I've done my MBA graduation from MIT and
ओके,
अभी जस्ट थोड़ा अलग लाइन में पकड़ना चाहता हूँ, 3Dsmax and
जी जी जी।
बस वही। एंड अभी लिव स्पेस नाम से हमारा कंपनी है जमशेदपुर में,
हम्म। ओके
इंटीरियर
ओके
एंड एक्सटीरियर।
ओके ओके परफेक्ट। एंड हमारी शाम को ही बात हुई थी, यू ऑलरेडी टोल्ड मी अबाउट दिस राइट, कि यू ऑलरेडी हैड अ बैकग्राउंड विद समथिंग लाइक दिस, लाइक अ फैमिली बिजनेस और समथिंग, जिसमें आप अभी और अच्छे तरीके से एक बैकग्राउंड लेके आगे काम करेंगे उसमें।
या
ओके ओके दैट्स ग्रेट, there's a lot of thing to learn, हम लोग बहुत सारी चीजों के बारे में बात करेंगे। एंड मेनली वी आर टारगेटिंग लाइक एवरी प्रोस्पेक्ट ऑफ आर्किटेक्चर एंड इंटीरियर, सभी आर्किटेक्चर और इंटीरियर, मतलब कौन कौन सी चीजें वी आर फोकसिंग अपॉन इंटीरियर, ठीक है, हाउ टू क्रिएट अ वोल इंटीरियर, पूरे घर का इंटीरियर कैसे बनाना है, रेसिडेंशियल कमर्शियल डजंट मैटर, एनी काइंड ऑफ। सेकेंडली एलिवेशंस, बिल्डिंग एलिवेशंस के बारे में भी ऑल्सो नीड टू टॉक अबाउट। ऑल्सो इफ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड इन फर्नीचर क्रिएशन, अगर आप फर्नीचर बनाते हैं या फिर इफ यू आर इनटू द फर्नीचर डिजाइनिंग और एनीथिंग लाइक दैट, सो you'll also be able to create those out. Okay, so this is what we're going to learn. Okay, moving forward towards, yeah, Aman ji, Aman Singh ji, आपका आवाज आ रहा है सर?
जी सर।
जी अमन जी, कैसे हो आप?
बढ़िया।
ओके जी, कहाँ से रहते हैं आप, कहाँ के रहने वाले हैं आप?
मैं तो सर एक्चुअली गोरखपुर से हूँ, बट अभी सर लखनऊ में हूँ।
लखनऊ में प्रॉपरली अभी, ठीक है। करेंटली क्या काम
जी
करते हैं आप सर?
सर, मैं एज ए इंजीनियर हूँ सर,
ओके,
सिविल।
इंजीनियर के तौर
जी
पर। ओके, एनी पर्टिकुलर सॉफ्टवेयर दैट यू यूजिंग राइट नाउ, कोई सॉफ्टवेयर अगर आप यूज कर रहे हैं, ऑटोकैड या फिर
जी
कुछ और?
स्केचअप लुमियन, ऑटोकैड, फोटोशॉप।
ओके, बहुत बढ़िया, ठीक है। सो ओके दैट्स ग्रेट। सो आपने मैक्स वगैरह भी थोड़ा कभी देखा है या यूज किया है क्या?
जी मैं मैक्स भी यूज करता हूँ, बट सर प्रॉपरली नहीं आती है।
अच्छा, प्रोफेशनली अपन उसको डेवलप करते हैं।
जी
ग्रेट ग्रेट ग्रेट। ओके, और कौन जुड़े हुए हैं? गगनदीप जी, या सर आपका आवाज आ रहा है सर?
स्वाद क्लास क्लास है ना दिन पहले मैंने मोटर
सर
जाना
एक सेकंड, ताहिर जी प्लीज थोड़ा सा माइक ऑफ कर लीजिए कुछ समय के लिए, आपका आवाज आ रहा है क्योंकि। थैंक यू। गगनदीप जी, एम ऑडिबल टू यू? इफ यू आर फेसिंग एनी इश्यूज विद द माइक, सिंपली आप चैट बॉक्स का भी यूज कर सकते हैं, नीचे चैट का ऑप्शन मिलेगा, CHAT लिखा होगा उधर, यू कैन यूज ऑन दैट एज वेल। ओके, इन द मीन टाइम जल्दी आप लोग कर लेते हैं इसको। गुरु जी, आपको आवाज आ रहा है सर?
हाँ सर जी। गुड इवनिंग।
जी गुड इवनिंग, कैसे हो आप?
बस एक नंबर है सर। मैं दिशा कंप्यूटर इंस्टीट्यूट में टीचर हूँ सर। अपना वर्धा नहीं
अच्छा,
कि वर्धा,
हाँ जी हाँ जी।
महाराष्ट्र में, वहां से।
ओके,
हाँ,
आप
नागपुर
पास
में
की है
काम कर
हमारे,
चुका मैं, कमाल चौक में।
कमाल चौक में?
हाँ,
कमाल
पास के
चौक में
सर,
कहाँ
कमाल
पे?
चौक में काम। कमाल चौक में जो चौक है ना, लश्करी बाग बाग, नागपुर
लश्करी बाग
नागरिक
चौक,
सहकारी बैंक, वहां पे।
वहां
हाँ
पे
हाँ,
एज इन?
वहां पे।
अच्छा, बैंक में?
बैंक में नहीं, टीचर हूँ सर मैं। पढ़ाता
अच्छा
हूँ, मैं
क्या?
3 डेज मैथ भी पढ़ाता हूँ, एडवोकेट भी लेता हूँ, स्केचअप भी लेता हूँ।
अच्छा, तो आप सीखने वाले हैं?
हाँ सर, सीखना, लेकिन थोड़ा वीरे में मेरे को डाउट आ रहा था ना, इसलिए ज्वाइन किया सर।
एब्सोल्युटली एब्सोल्युटली। देखिए वीरे तो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट रहता है, लाइक इन टर्म्स ऑफ लाइक मॉडलिंग कितना भी अच्छा करे, बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू द वीरे पार्ट राइट, जहाँ पे वी टेंड टू गिव द लाइटिंग, मटेरियल, टेक्सचर, फिनिशेस, एवरीथिंग, दोस थिंग, सो इट्स वेरी
अभी कोरोना भी
इंपॉर्टेंट।
आ चुका है सर, कोरोना वीरे भी।
करोना एंड वीरे बोथ आर द डिफरेंट सॉफ्टवेयर, वी कैन यूज इट लाइक एनी वे, दोनों में से आप कोई भी यूज कर सकते हो, बट एक को यूज करते हैं यूजुअली, बट आई फील लाइक कि वीरे इज फार बेटर देन करोना, क्योंकि ऑप्शंस भी दे दोनों में सेम है, बट यू नो देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ ऑलवेज अ पैनल जो वीरे यूज कर रहे हैं, तो थोड़ा कस्टमाइजेशन और बाकी चीजों में आसान हो जाता है हमको।
हाँ सर। और क्लियरिटी सर किस में आएगी, कोरोना में आएगी कि वीरे के में
वीरे विल
आएगी?
बी बेटर, वीरे विल बी बेटर। हम लोग उस चीज को और एनहांस करने के लिए लूमियन को भी डालेंगे आगे, लूमियन इज ऑल्सो
हाँ,
इंक्लूडेड इन दिस, सो वो भी आप पढ़ेंगे उसमें।
ठीक है सर।
ओके,
जी
ठीक है
सर।
तब।
हाँ जी
जी,
सर।
हाँ जी गगनदीप जी, नमस्ते, कैसे हो आप?
सर बढ़िया सर। सर मैं आर्किटेक्ट हूँ, गगनदीप दीप सर।
अच्छा अच्छा, नमस्ते।
2004 पास आउट हूँ जामिया इस्लामिया। सो
जामिया इस्लामी।
तो आई हैव मैं 2000 से 3ds मैक्स और ऑटोकैड करवा रहा हूँ। बस थोड़ा सा अब ऐसा कि प्रोजेक्ट्स की वजह से थोड़ा सा अनटच रह गया, तो
हम्म।
थोड़ा सा अपने आप को अपग्रेड करने के लिए ही इसमें आया हूँ। वैसे मैं 3ds मैक्स यूज करता हूँ, वीरे यूज करता हूँ,
हम्म।
और उसके बाद ऑटोकैड भी यूज करता हूँ। तो आईआईटी खड़गपुर, आईआईटी कानपुर और 27 यूनिवर्सिटीज में एज ए गेस्ट लेक्चरर भी रहा हूँ।
दैट्स ग्रेट, दैट्स ग्रेट।
तो
बहुत
इस
अच्छी
वजह
बात।
लास्ट बस अपने आप को अपग्रेड करने के लिए मैं थोड़ा सा लुमिनस और वीरे, ऑलरेडी आई हैव 3D बुक्स है मेरे पास, ऑलमोस्ट 2.5 lakhs की 3D बुक्स है मेरे पास, जिसमें 3D मॉडल्स है।
अच्छा।
जी 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 जी।
ओके।
तो जब आपके साथ मैं शेयर करूंगा, वी विल, मतलब कि थोड़ा सा मैं आपसे कुछ एडवांस चीजें ही पूछना चाहूंगा। दैट्स व्हाई आई एम के डेमो क्लास थोड़ा सा मैं देखना चाहता हूँ कि मेरे को इसमें अपग्रेड क्या मिलेगा, बस यही है बस मेरे।
Absolutely. There's a lot of thing like
जी जी
always like कैसा हम बोलेंगे इसको कि the 3ds max is something out जो हर साल अपग्रेड हो रहा है, not just 3ds max मैं बोलूंगा, but always all the software like max रहे, corona रहे,
जी
v-ray
जी
रहे,
जी जी जी
autocad रहे,
जी जी
there's
जी
everything a new version
जी।
launching right. बट इसके अंदर मेन थिंग
हम्म।
इज जो मैंने अभी थोड़ी देर पहले कहा कि हम लोग प्रोसेस कौन सा फॉलो कर रहे हैं, राइट? प्रोसेस इन द सेंस लाइक द मॉडलिंग प्रोसेस हमारा क्या है उसके अंदर में, cause max is
हम्म।
something like which is already a complex software, मतलब थोड़ा complex है
हम्म
comparatively to other but not that much hard
हम्म
also. बट द मेन थिंग इज कि हाउ डू वी फॉलो इट, ताकि हमारा मॉडल एक कम साइज में बने, पहली चीज। दूसरी चीज
जी
वर्केबल रहे, कॉज स्केलिंग अगर बढ़ता है तो अटकना नहीं चाहिए मॉडल, राइट? क्योंकि फाइल साइज बढ़ेगा तो अटकना नहीं
जी
चाहिए। एंड मोर
जी
ओवर
जी
जब
जी जी।
अपन इंटीग्रेट करते हैं उसको वीरे के साथ में, ओके, व्हेन वी ट्राई टू इंटीग्रेट
बिल्कुल
दैट आउट ऑफ द वीरे, सो इट्स रियली वेरी
बिल्कुल
इंपॉर्टेंट कि हमारा मॉडलिंग पहले परफेक्ट रहे। ओके, मॉडलिंग अगर
बिल्कुल
वहां
ठीक
पे
है,
बिगड़ा
बिल्कुल
हुआ
ठीक
रहेगा, या अगर हम लोग इंटरनेट से भी कुछ मॉडल डाउनलोड करते हैं, अगर उसमें कुछ डिस्टॉर्शंस वगैरह है, तो दिक्कत फिर
है।
फाइनल रेंडर में आता है। एंड एक बार तीन
बिल्कुल
घंटा दो
बिल्कुल
घंटा
आता है,
लगाने के बाद
बिल्कुल
में
आता
रेंडर खराब आता है तो फिर वो उतना अच्छा नहीं लगता है।
एक
है।
लूंगा बेटा।
बहुत बहुत प्रॉब्लम्स आती हैं मैक्स में। ऐसा है, कई बार ऐसा होता है सुबह से लेकर आप मेहनत कर रहे हो, रात को 1 घंटे में वो सब कुछ उड़ जाता है और नेक्स्ट डे आपको शुरू से शुरू करना पड़ता है।
आई फील लाइक कि यूजुअली जब होता है जब सबसे ज्यादा हमको घाई हो या जब सबसे जब जरूरी हो तब अटकते ही है वहां पे।
बिल्कुल अटकते हैं, बिल्कुल अटकते हैं। जी जी जी
ओके,
जी जी।
ग्रेट ग्रेट।
आई हैव 15, मेरे पास 15 पीपल का स्टाफ है। बट मेरे को
अच्छा
थोड़ा सा क्यूरियोसिटी रहती है, क्योंकि मैं 14 तक मैं यूज कर रहा हूँ। अब उसके बाद गैप बहुत पड़ गया, तो
हाँ,
इस वजह से अपने आप को अपग्रेड करने के लिए मैं क्या 3ds मैक्स को थोड़ा सा अपग्रेड करने के लिए लेट्स हैव ऑनलाइन। तो आपके रिव्यू अच्छे थे, तो मैंने उस चीज को आई विल, मैं ज्वाइन करके देखता हूँ, खुद करूंगा। उसके बाद अगर मेरे को अच्छा लगा तो आई हैव 17-15 पीपल स्टाफ है, तो सबकी क्लास फिर मैं
बिल्कुल
करवाऊंगा सबसे। ठीक है जी।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, करेंगे करेंगे,
जी
अच्छी
जी जी
बात है।
जी जी।
हम लोग सीखते हैं उसको, और कुछ भी डाउट रहता है आपको एक किसी को भी, एनीवन हैज एनी डाउट्स और एनीथिंग, इफ यू फील लाइक कि नहीं समझो, यू कैन जस्ट आस्क अस एंड टेल अस। इवन इफ यू
ठीक
फील लाइक कि
ठीक
कोई
है जी।
चीज रिपीट करना है, जस्ट लेट अस नो, विल हैव अ वर्ड ऑन दैट।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल ठीक सर, बिल्कुल ठीक।
ओके।
थैंक यू।
एंड थैंक यू सो मच। एंड कुछ लोग और है, प्रभु जी, एम ऑडिबल टू यू सर? आपका माइक बंद है, प्लीज शुरू कर लीजिए। ठीक है, जब तक आप शुरू कर लीजिए हम लोग तब तक और बात करते हैं। विवेक जी। ओके, ठीक है, कृष्णा जी का माइक ऑन है तो उनसे हम बात कर लेते हैं पहले। कृष्णा जी,
हाँ जी, नमस्कार भाई साहब।
नमस्कार नमस्कार, कैसे हैं आप?
बढ़िया जी बढ़िया।
ओके, करेंटली क्या काम
मैं
कर रहे हैं सर आप?
मैं अम्बाला हरियाणा से हूँ जी।
हाँ जी।
और मैं गवर्नमेंट जॉब भी करता हूँ, आर्किटेक्चर डिपार्टमेंट हरियाणा।
ओके।
एंड प्राइवेट प्रैक्टिस भी करता हूँ मैं। तो मैंने मैथ्स सीखा था लगभग 2016 में जी। तो
अच्छा,
तब से
ठीक है।
मैं मैथ्स कर रहा हूँ। मैंने सीखा तो बहुत कुछ था उसमें, सारी चीज सारी मॉडलिंग सीखी थी, लेकिन मेरे पास प्रोजेक्ट एक्सटीरियर के ज्यादा है, तो मैं वो इंटीरियर पे काम कर नहीं पाता।
अच्छा अच्छा,
और उसके
ठीक
बाद
ठीक।
अपग्रेड होने का भी मौका नहीं मिला अभी। हाँ, उसमें आगे कुछ सीखूं। मैक्स में तो बहुत ब्रॉड सॉफ्टवेयर है ना, तो सारी चीजें
हम्म।
सीख नहीं पाया। तो अब कई कई चीजें ऐसी होती हैं जैसे मैं भूल गया हूँ, बनानी
जी जी
आती
जी।
थी वो भूल गया हूँ। जैसे लेथ कमांड होगी और कई चीजें कमांड, कोई राउंड शेप बनाना है, कोई ओवल शेप बनाना है, तो उनके लिए बड़े ट्यूटोरियल देखने पड़ते हैं फिर।
नहीं,
और
वो चीज आती है। ठीक।
ठीक है, तो अब ऐसा सोच रहा हूँ भी जो जो मेरे डाउट्स मेरे मैथ्स में हैं वो सब कुछ नई चीजें सीखूं और कुछ वो डाउट सारे मैं क्लियर करूं, ताकि मैं खुद ही इंटीरियर का प्रोजेक्ट बना सकूं। अब तो टाइम ना होने की वजह से मैं बाहर से बनवा लेता हूँ पे
हाँ जी,
करके।
हाँ जी।
ठीक है, लेकिन खुद भी चाहता हूँ भी खुद भी सीखूं, ताकि किसी टाइम ऐसा आ जाए भी बाहर भी कोई बंदा ना मिले तो खुद से तो बना के कम से कम प्रेजेंटेशन तो दे सकें किसी को।
एब्सोल्युटली, नहीं वो जरूरी चीज है, बिकॉज एंड ऑफ द डे व्हाट हैपेंस इज कि व्हेनेवर वी ट्राई टू आउटसोर्स इट, मतलब हम जब बाहर देते हैं काम करने के लिए, हमारा पर्टिकुलर काम जब अपन आउटसोर्स करते हैं किसी को बनवाने करने के हिसाब से, तो सबसे ज्यादा दिक्कत वही आती है कि एक डिपेंडेंसी बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ जाता है। लाइक
हाँ जी, और
एक
जब
दिन के काम
किसी
को
को
भी 4 दिन लग जाता है, उसमें भी पता चले हो रहा है
जब
या नहीं हो
किसी
रहा है, वो भी हो जाता
जब किसी को बोलते हैं ना भी भाई ये क्लाइंट को पसंद नहीं आया, ये जरा मॉडल आप चेंज कर दो या बेड चेंज कर दो,
है।
उसमें बड़ी दूसरे बंदे को इरिटेशन होती है। और आप चेंजेस भी कराओगे, कितनी बार कराओगे? एक बार दो बार, कोई कलर चेंज करना है, कोई पर्दा चेंज करना है, कोई बेडशीट चेंज करनी है, तो बार बार
वो
बड़ी
आती है,
प्रॉब्लम्स रहती हैं
क्लाइंट को आप एक बार में खुश कर भी नहीं सकते,
ना।
क्लाइंट कभी
कुछ
एक
नहीं
बार में
कर
आज तक
सकते ना,
होगा भी नहीं कि
क्लाइंट
एक
को
बार
तो
में
हमारी
रेंडर फाइनल कर
जिम्मेवारी
दे।
है खुश करना। अब बाहर से हम बार बार चेंज नहीं करा पाते हैं, ठीक है, तो
आपसे
ये बड़ा इशू रहता है।
नहीं नहीं, उसके लिए अपन एकदम कोर से समझेंगे उसको एंड एकदम एडवांस तक के जाएंगे, ताकि कोई भी टाइप के प्रोजेक्ट लगे, वेदर इट्स इंटीरियर और एलिवेशनल प्रोडक्ट डिजाइनिंग एनी काइंड ऑफ, तो वो अपन उसमें करते हैं। एंड वेदर इट्स लाइक 2D ड्राइंग क्रिएशन, लाइक 3D ड्राइंग क्रिएशन इमेज फॉर्म में या वीडियो फॉर्म में, लाइक वॉक थ्रूज और एनीथिंग, तो वो चीज को भी अपन थोड़ा, लाइक इवन तो वॉक थ्रूज के प्रोजेक्ट शायद कम आते होंगे सभी को, या आते भी होंगे, आई एम नॉट श्योर, बट उसको भी सीखना इसलिए जरूरी क्योंकि अब वो रिक्वायरमेंट है, लाइक एंड ऑफ द डे
हाँ, वो
उसके लिए अलग
वॉक
से
थ्रू
बैठ के
मांगते हैं, लोग
सीखना।
वॉक थ्रू मांगते हैं अभी
यस
सारे।
एब्सोल्युटली, तो वो दोनों चीज सीखते हैं अपन उसमें और फोकस करते हैं उसमें।
ठीक ठीक है जी, ओके।
ओके
और
सो
एक और बात मैं कहना चाहता हूँ, एक और बात मैं कहना चाहता हूँ।
जी
देखिए, अब हम सारे जो भी हमारे भाई जितने भी बंदे आज जुड़े हुए हैं आपसे कुछ सीखेंगे, जो हमारी 1 महीने की क्लास लगेगी उसमें हर बंदा कुछ ना कुछ सीखेगा। लेकिन उसके
जी
बाद की बात, जब उससे अगला महीना शुरू होएगा, मान लिया किसी को कोई प्रॉब्लम है, या 6 महीने में किसी को प्रॉब्लम आती है, या साल भर में किसी को प्रॉब्लम आती है, आप इतना श्योर करिए भी भाई आपको कहीं भी प्रॉब्लम आएगी, हम मदद के लिए बैठे हैं, तुरंत आपका कॉल उठाएंगे, तुरंत आपको उसका रिप्लाई देंगे भी हाँ इस चीज को ऐसे कर लो आप।
एब्सोल्युटली एब्सोल्युटली, देखिए कैसा है, मैंने इसके पहले भी कहा और मैं कहता हूँ हमेशा कि आर्किटेक्चरल कंस्ट्रक्शन इज अ फील्ड ऑफ रिलेशन, आई फील, क्योंकि क्या होता है, आप उनसे अगर रिलेशन अच्छे बनाएंगे, सो इसमें क्या होता है कि देखो, इंसान घर एक बार ही बनाएगा, आप जिसका घर बना के दे रहे हैं तो शायद वो ऐसे ही होंगे कि क्लाइंट आप उनका एक ही बार घर बनाए, क्योंकि पूरे जीवन में अपन 4-5 बार तो घर बनाते नहीं है। बट इट्स लाइक कि अगर आप उनसे रिलेशन अच्छे बना रहे हैं, सो इट विल बी ऑलवेज लाइक कि उनके दोस्त परिवार रिश्तेदार और भी लोग हैं, उनके थ्रू और भी
ये
काम
माउथ
आएंगे, राइट।
पब्लिसिटी का काम है सारा आर्किटेक्चर, माउथ
माउथ
पब्लिसिटी।
पब्लिसिटी, रिलेशनशिप, ये सब चीजें
बिल्कुल
आती है।
बिल्कुल। हाँ
सो वो चीज को मेंटेन रखना है, आई बिलीव ऑन दैट, वो चीज सबसे जरूरी है। सो ऑब्वियसली आपका कुछ भी काम है, इवन इफ यू फील लाइक कि मेरे पर्सनल प्रोजेक्ट से रिलेटेड कुछ काम है, डाउट है, पूछना है, सो यू कैन ऑलवेज कम फॉर दैट एज वेल, टू एवरीवन आई एम सेइंग, सभी लोग के मैं कह रहा हूँ।
ठीक, थैंक यू जी।
ओके ग्रेट। ओके सिम्टी जी, आखिरी हम आपसे और बात कर लेते हैं। सिम्टी जी को आवाज आ रहा है सर मेरा? या आपका माइक शुरू हो गया, प्लीज अपना पूरा नाम बताइए।
Hmm.
सॉरी।
Hello.
हाँ
Hello.
जी,
Can you hear me?
या आई कैन हियर यू।
Okay.
ओके प्लीज टेल मी अबाउट योरसेल्फ, लाइक करेंटली आप क्या काम कर रहे हैं?
Hmm. Right now, I'm working in the furniture, and I'm from Manipur.
यू आर फ्रॉम विच सिटी?
Manipur.
Manipur, you're from Manipur.
Yeah.
Okay. Any software you're using right now?
Right now, so the SketchUp.
SketchUp
I
you are
know,
using.
yeah, a little bit about SketchUp. That's only.
Okay, okay, okay. Great,
That
great,
is
great.
also just the trial version.
Trial version you're using.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Perfect. That's not a problem. So, okay. I'm happy to meet you all. And what we'll do, हम लोग क्या करते हैं अभी यहाँ से, we'll start up with the session today. ठीक है? Is there anyone any doubt? किसी को कुछ पूछना है? और shall we start for today? या फिर हम शुरू करें उसको आगे? Anyone? चलो ठीक है. So I'll just give you a quick preview upon that कि what are the things that we are going to learn from the upcoming classes. कौन कौन सी चीजें जो हम लोग पढ़ने वाले सीखने वाले इसके अंदर में. Okay. So overall it will be a 1 month class. 1 महीने का क्लास होने वाला है. 3 सॉफ्टवेयर we are working upon. 3 सॉफ्टवेयर we are talking upon. पहला सॉफ्टवेयर 3dsmax, दूसरा सॉफ्टवेयर V-Ray एंड तीसरा हमारा रहेगा Lumion. 3D मॉडलिंग पे काम करेंगे. We'll work upon 3D modeling. We'll work upon 2D rendering creations and the final walkthrough creation in the Lumion. Okay, the classes will be every day from 9 o'clock till 10 o'clock, Monday to Saturday it will be. Okay, you'll be provided up with the softwares after the session. इस क्लास के बाद में, सेशन के बाद में, if you feel like कि मेरे पास सॉफ्टवेयर नहीं है या मेरे को सॉफ्टवेयर की जरूरत है, just hit me a message. आप मुझे WhatsApp कर सकते हैं, कॉल कर सकते हैं, whatever you feel like, and we'll provide you with the softwares. Okay, once the registration is completed, everything opens for you, software recordings वगैरह everything. क्लास हमारे रिकॉर्ड होते हैं. हम लोग जो पढ़ा रहे हैं वो लाइव रहेंगे क्लासेस, बट ऑल्सो यूल बी गेटिंग द रिकॉर्डिंग्स एज वेल. क्लास के रिकॉर्डिंग्स भी आपको क्लास खत्म होने के बाद जो मिल जाते हैं. Okay, so yeah, let's start it for today. I would request Anjana ji to please also introduce about yourself, and then let's begin.
Yeah, thank you, Aditya. Thank you so much. So, well, guys, I'm Anjana. I'm basically a civil engineer, come an interior designer. So, I'll be handling your 3dsmax as well as V-Ray. So, very happy to have you all in this learning platform and happy learning. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And well, my mode of communication will be completely in English. So, in case if you do have any doubts, you can just stop me right there and you can ask me. I'll repeat the topic again. Okay.
Sure.
Thank you so much. All right. So let's begin with our today's session. I'll be repeating each and every topic twice. Okay. In case if you do have any doubts, you can ask me for a repeat again. I'll be repeating it again. Okay. So let me just share my screen. Just give me a minute. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
All right. All right. So once you open your 3dsmax screen, so this is how your interface is going to look like. Today is just going to be a very brief introductory about how your 3dsmax works, what can we do in this, what are the basic things that you can find in your interface. So those are the things that we are going to learn. Okay. So we'll be starting it from the very top. I'll be annotating each and everything. In case if you want to take a note of it, you can take a note of it, or you can just take a screenshot of your screen. Okay. Let me just click on annotate and I'll start annotating the things. Okay. Well, so starting from the very top of your screen, you'll be able to see your 3dsmax, Autodesk, whatever version you are using. That is going to be called as your title bar. Okay. And just below your title bar, you'll be having a set of options available. Starting from file, edit, tools, group, you will be having a list of options, and that is called as your menu bar. So let me just write on everything over here. So if you want, you can just take a screenshot of it. Okay. So this, I'm sorry, just a second. Well, so this is going to be your menu bar. Okay. So menu bar, and just below your menu bar, you'll have a list of options available. And this is called as your toolbar, where you'll have all the set of basic necessary tools for accessing your screen. Maybe to move it, scale it, mirror your objects, to do all those things, to rotate any objects, you'll be having a list of tools available. And this particular toolbar, this particular bar is called as your toolbar. Okay. So we'll just mark it. It is called as your toolbar. Okay. Well, this is called as your toolbar. Okay. Just for this is for your basic modifications. And if you wanted to go ahead and do an advanced modification, just below your toolbar, you'll have a list of options available, starting from modeling, populate, object plan, all these things. This is called as your ribbon tab. Okay. So the first one is called as your title bar. Just below your title bar, you'll have a list of options available. That is going to be called as your menu bar. Just below your menu bar, you'll have a list of options right over here. Move, copy, rotate, angle, snap, all these things. It is called as your toolbar. It comes under your toolbar category. For advanced editing, you will be having a list of options available on the bottom right over here. And this is called as your ribbon bar. Okay. So let me mark it right over here. This is called as your ribbon bar. Okay. Just bear with the handwriting. Okay. This is called as your ribbon bar. So basically, your 3ds Max is not only used for interior modeling and exterior modeling. You can go ahead and make furnitures. Also, you can go ahead and create animations. Okay. So onto the very bottom of your screen, towards your extreme bottom, you will be able to see a list of numbers visible starting from starting from 0 till 100. Okay. This is called as your animation keyframe. So to create an animation, this timeline is very, very important. This is called as your animation keyframe. Okay, let me annotate this as well. It's called as your animation keyframe. Okay, so if we are creating an animation, obviously, if we are going to create a video, we need to control the video, maybe to either play the video or pause the video, or if you wanted to control the speed of the video, to arrange the time settings of your video. So to do all those things, we need to have some settings, right? Just below your number timeline, that is your animation timeline, you will have a list of settings option available. Just a second, let me just move it over here. So you'll have a list of options available. So to play, to pause, to forward, to reverse it back, and you'll also have a very small clock icon over here. So this set of option is called as your animation controller. Okay, so this is called as your animation keyframe, and this is going to be called as your animation controller to pause your video, to play your video, and similarly to speed up your video. So to do all those things, we'll be having this animation controller option. Okay, and towards your extreme last, you'll be having a set of tools for which you will be also having a keyboard shortcut, mouse shortcut, or you can also use these icons. Basically, your navigation icons to zoom in, zoom out, orbit your model, to view your model in 360-degree. So to do all those basic navigation settings, either you can use these tools over here, or I'll be explaining you with the shortcut commands onto your keyboard. So you can also use that. Whichever option you are comfortable, you can go for that. Okay. I'll repeat the screen once more. The top one is called as your title bar, where you can see your software heading. Just below your title bar, you will have a set of options starting from file till substance. It is called as your menu bar. Okay. Just below your menu bar, you'll have a list of options over here, a basic set of tools to do the basic modifications, and that is called as your toolbar. Okay. Just below your toolbar, you'll have a list of options available. This is called as your ribbon tab, which is used for your advanced modification. Okay. And on the very bottom of your screen, you'll be able to see a set of numbers starting from 0 to 100, and that is called as your animation timeline or animation keyframe, whatever you can call it as. It is called as animation keyframe. Okay. Just below your animation keyframe, you'll have a set of options over here to control your animations, that is to control the speed of your video, to control the settings of your video, and that is called as your animation controller. Any doubts so far? Anything that needs to be repeated again? Is it clear, guys? Anything that needs to be repeated again?
No, clear.
Everything
ma'am.
is clear?
All clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So this is the basic thing that you need to know with respect to the screen. Okay. Right over here, coming to the main screen. Let me clear everything. So coming to the main screen, you'll be having four grids over here. Say you will be having a front view, you'll be having a perspective view, you'll be having a left view option, and you'll be having the top view option over here. So these four grids are called as your viewports. Okay. Maybe you might have, most of you would have worked with AutoCAD, you might have worked with Revit software, you might have worked with SketchUp, where you'll be creating elevations like east elevation, west elevation, or you can also make it as front elevation, right elevation, back elevation. So you'll be creating the elevations of your model, right? That is what your viewport also does. Whatever model you create in one of your viewport, it will show you the elevations of that particular object in the rest of the other viewport. Basically, your perspective viewport is used for your 3D. Okay. And this front, top, and left viewport will show you the 2D elevations of the 3D model that you have created. Okay. I'll tell you how to create your objects, but to show you a sample on how it's going to show you the elevations, see, let me create a box over here. My box is a 3D object, but you'll be able to see the 2D view of your box in different perspectives, like in on different viewports. When you look your box from your top view, this is how it is going to look like. Okay. When you look your box from front view, this is how it is going to look like. Similarly, when you look your box from left view, this is how it is going to look like. So based on the object, like whatever 3D object that you are going to make, to view the object in different elevations, we'll be using these viewports. Okay. Basically, you have a shortcut for all these viewports. Okay. So the shortcuts is going to be most probably the initials of their views will be the shortcut. That is, I'll just write it down over here. For top view, T is going to be your shortcut. For front view, F is going to be your shortcut. For left view, L is going to be your shortcut. And for perspective, P is going to be your shortcut. Okay. So you need not click and open your respective viewport. You can just use these shortcuts to open that respective viewport. Okay. For top, the shortcut is going to be T. For front, the shortcut is going to be F. For left, the shortcut is going to be L. And for perspective, the shortcut is going to be P. Okay. So these are the shortcuts for your viewports. Okay. Now we need to make a model, okay, inside our 3ds Max. So where do we basically get the objects to create our model? Maybe whatever it is, maybe a 3D model or a 2D shape. We need something to create a model, right? So to find those objects, you'll be able to find them right inside this. This is called as your command box, or you can call it as command panel, where you can find all the objects from basic to advanced. Okay, you'll be having an n number of options available from basic shapes to advanced shapes. You'll be able to find everything inside this box, and this is called as your command box. Okay, I'll just write it down over here. It's called as your command box, or you can call it as your command panel. Okay, where it's not only meant for selecting your objects while discussing about your V-Ray, or while discussing about the lightings option, everything, all the options will be inside this command panel. You'll be able to find your camera options, lighting options, objects to select your 3D objects and 2D shapes, everything you'll be able to find it inside this command panel box. Okay, so this is all about the interface. This is what you need to know. Basically, it's just very simple to remember things inside your 3ds Max. Quite you need to work on this to get a hands-on practice. That's it. Okay, need not confuse a lot. Just note down whatever I'm telling you. You'll be able to easily make it up. Okay, so this is what you need to know basically with respect to the interface. Okay, your title bar, your menu bar, your toolbar, your ribbon tab, animation keyframe, animation controller, viewports. I'll just write it down over here. These 4 options are called as your viewports, and this is called as your command panel box. Okay. So any doubts with whatever I have told you till now? Anything that needs to be repeated? Is it clear, or anything that needs to be repeated? Can I have a response, please?
Everything is clear.
Everything is clear? Okay.
Yes.
So is the speed
हेलो
fine?
हेलो
Yeah, tell me.
मैम मैं एक बात पूछना चाहता हूँ, हिंदी में बात कर सकता हूँ ना? मेरे को इंग्लिश कम आती है।
I'll be communicating only in English.
फिर कैसे बताएं, बताओ आपको। चलिए मैं टूटी फूटी बोल देता हूँ।
Okay. So
If the,
yeah, go ahead, tell me.
अगर इन ऑप्शंस में से कोई ऑप्शन गायब हो जाता है, मतलब मिस हो जाता है, कहीं चला जाता है, तो उसको वापस कैसे लाएंगे? अगर कमांड बार में कोई कमांड, जैसे ये टूल बार में टूल हाइड हो गया या ये कमांड बार हाइड होगी, तो वो वापस कैसे आएंगी, कहाँ से आएंगी वापस वो?
I'll tell you about that. Okay, in case if all these options are missing, I'll tell you what needs to be done. Done. I'll tell you about it. Okay. Well, so what needs to be done over here is, okay. So I'll tell you how to reveal them back in the upcoming session. I'll tell you in detail everything. Okay. Now what we'll be dealing is with, so this is how your viewport works. Okay. Now we have 4 viewports over here. In case if you're working in your desktop, it's fine. You'll have a bigger screen. Whereas if you're working in your laptop, you will be having small screens. You'll be having 4 viewports in a single screen. It'll be quite difficult for you to work in a maximized view. Okay. So how do you maximize a particular viewport? Say for example, I just wanted to work only on my perspective view. I just want only to work along this perspective view. I wanted to hide the rest of the other 3 views, or I just wanted to maximize only my perspective view. So how do we basically do that? See, select the view which you wanted to maximize. Okay. The shortcut to maximize a particular viewport is Alt plus W. Okay. If you hit Alt plus W, you have to hold Alt and W together. If you just click Alt plus W, you will be able to maximize that particular viewport. Okay, I'll repeat it again. In case if you wanted to maximize your front viewport, okay, select your front viewport. It will get highlighted in yellow color. The one that you have selected will get highlighted in yellow color with a boundary like this. Okay. If I wanted to maximize this particular viewport, select your viewport, press Alt plus W, Alt and W together. So that particular viewport will get maximized. Okay. Well, now I have just maximized my top viewport. Now if I wanted to get back to my perspective viewport, so how can I get back to my perspective viewport? So pressing Alt plus W again gives you all the 4 screens. Okay. If you wanted to open your perspective viewport, you can select it Alt and W. But this process would be comparatively a lengthy one when compared to the shortcut that I'm going to tell you. Okay. So if you just press Alt and W each and every time and select the respective viewport, press Alt and W again, it's quite a process. Instead of that, what you can do is you can use the shortcut keys that we have seen to toggle between different viewports. Right now, we are on to our top viewport. So if I wanted to go to my perspective viewport, so what is the shortcut key to open your perspective viewport?
It's a P.
It's P, correct. So if you just, yeah, right. If you just press P from your keyboard, you will be toggled to your perspective viewport. If you wanted to go to your front viewport, what is the shortcut for your front viewport?
F.
F. So if you just press F, you will go to your front viewport. So instead of pressing Alt W each and every time, getting back to your main interface, selecting the viewport and maximizing it, instead of doing this process, just use your shortcut keys to toggle between multiple viewports. Okay. So this is what you're supposed to do. If you wanted to view multiple viewports, if you wanted to view all 4 viewports together, then you can press Alt plus W to get back to your main screen again. If you wanted to just view only one particular viewport, like in a repeated, you want to toggle between them. In that case, you can go ahead and use their respective shortcut keys. Okay. So only for front, top, and left and perspective, you have a shortcut command. Okay. If you wanted to view your right view or a bottom view, right on to the very top left corner, you'll have this option right over here. It will be stated as this particular option. You'll have a option called as perspective. Okay. Just click on this perspective option over here and you'll be able to find your you'll be able to find the option to view your bottom face. Okay. And also you will be having an option to see your back face over here. Okay. For bottom and back, we don't have a shortcut command. Only for top, left, front and perspective, we have the shortcut commands. In case if you wanted to view the bottom face or back face of your model, in that case, just click on this icon on top where you'll be able to find it over here, the view which you are currently in. Click on this and you can choose the respective view which you wanted to. Okay. Over here as well, you can go and click on the perspective option. If you want to go for your front view, you can go for it. It's completely up to your choice. Okay. So this is how it works. And now, when you look onto your command panel, you'll be able to see this box option being highlighted in blue color. Okay. When any of your option is highlighted in blue color, it means the command is currently active. That is, you're still onto the box command option. Okay. So if you wanted to come out of a current active command, either you can press escape. Okay. Now, if you see the box option has got like it isn't highlighted now. Okay. Either you can press on escape or you can just simply press W from your keyboard. Okay. Either you can press escape or W from your keyboard to come out of an active command. Okay. This is what you need to do. So once you press W, what will happen is you will be able to see 3 arrow keys onto your object. Okay. These 3 arrow keys are called as gizmo arrow keys. I'll just write it down over here. These are 3 arrow keys are called as gizmo arrow keys. Okay, GIZMO. Okay, it's called as gizmo arrow keys, which is basically used for moving your object in a respective axis. So since it's a 3D modeling software, you'll be having 3 axes over here: red axis, blue axis, and green axis. So if you wanted to move your object in 3 different axes, in either of the axes, we'll be using this gizmo arrow keys to do them. Okay. I don't want anyone to annotate on my screen. So if you're trying to, please do stop it. Okay. Rehan, can you please stop annotating? Yes. So this is what we are supposed to do. Okay. Any doubts with this? Any doubts with respect to your viewports, shortcuts, how to toggle between them? Any doubts with that? Anything that
Can you
needs to...
repeat the gizmo?
Yeah, I'll repeat the gizmo option. See, for example, I'll tell you on how to work with the move options and everything. It's just the intro I'm giving you. Okay. Say, for example, if I'm selecting an object over here, okay, I'm just selecting a pyramid over here. I'll tell you how to create these objects and everything. As of now, I'm just telling you about this gizmo arrow key. Okay. Now I'll just make a click. Okay. Now I have created a pyramid over here, but still I'm active onto my pyramid command. This pyramid is still in blue in color. If some option that you have selected is in blue in color, it means you're still active with that particular command. Okay. So to come out of the active command or to come out of your existing command, either you can press escape option or you can press W. W is most probably is what we'll be selecting instead of escape. Okay. So if you just press W over here to come out of your command. Now see, I'll just simply click on W from my keyboard. My pyramid option will get deselected and you'll be able to find 3 arrow keys onto your object. Okay. So basically, a 3D modeling software will have 3 axes: red axis, green axis, and blue axis. Okay. So these 3 arrow keys together is called as your gizmo arrow key, which is basically used to move your object in the respective axis. Okay. If you just click on this red arrow key and move it, it will move along your red axis. If you just click on this green color arrow and move it, it will move along green axis. If you click on this blue color arrow, it will move in the upward direction along the blue axis. Okay. So if you wanted to move along a particular axis, we'll be using this gizmo arrow keys, which I'll tell you in detail in the upcoming session. It's just an intro, like what happens when you press W and what is the purpose of pressing W icon. To come out of an active command, we'll be pressing the W key. Okay. That is what we need to do. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So this is how it works. All right. Now the question is to you people. Okay, what is the very first thing that you do as soon as you open your AutoCAD software? The first thing that you basically do when you open a software, maybe AutoCAD, whatever software it is, what is the first thing that you do?
To save the file.
Save the file. Okay. Anything else?
Page setup.
File.
Okay. Anything else? Yes, I have got units. Correct. Prabhu, it's right. You need to set your units. Perfect. Good job. So, similarly, if you open your AutoCAD, the first thing that you need to do is you have to set your units. In SketchUp, if you open, basically when you open your software itself, you'll be getting your template where you'll be selecting your units. Similarly, when you open your 3ds Max, the very first thing that we'll be doing is we'll be setting our units. So whatever units you are comfortable to work with, either it can be a metric unit or imperial unit, you can set your units according to your requirement. Okay. So basically you'll have two categories. One is going to be your metric option. Okay. The other one is going to be your imperial option. Okay. So what do you mean by metric and what do you mean by imperial? Is that so all the units like meter, centimeter, all this comes under a kilometer, whatever it is, decimeter, everything. All these units comes under your metric category. Okay. Feet and inches. If you wanted to work with feet and inches, you will be selecting this imperial category. Okay. So all the units like meter, centimeter, decimeter, all these options comes under metric category. And if you wanted to work with feet and inches, then you'll be using this imperial category. Okay. So from where can we set these units inside your 3ds Max? How can we do that? See, onto your menu bar, that is onto the very top, right over here, you'll have an option called as customize. Okay. Right onto the very top, onto your menu bar, you'll have this option called as customize. Okay. Just click on this customize option over here and you will have this option called as unit setup. Third option from the bottom. Okay. You will have this option called as unit setup. Okay. You don't have a shortcut to open this unit setup. This is the only way that you can do. Click on customize and click on this third option from the bottom called as unit setup. Okay. Once you click on unit setup, you will be able to see a dialog box getting opened up. Okay. We need to set units twice over here. One unit, you need to set it from this display unit scale. Okay. The second unit that you need to set it right over here under system unit setup. Okay. We need to set our units twice. Whatever unit you're going to set under display unit scale, the same unit needs to be selected inside your system unit setup as well. You are not supposed to shift your units like one unit from like from your display unit scale and a different unit inside your system unit setup. It won't give you a proper output while creating your model. Okay. Make sure you give the same unit under both the category. All right. So now how do you set your unit? I'll be basically working with feet and inches. Whatever unit you are comfortable to work with, well, you can go for it. There is no restrictions or there is no rule that you need to work with this specific unit. Okay. So if I'm using my US standard option, if you wanted to work with metric, select this metric option. It needs to be selected over here. And then whatever unit you wanted to, maybe kilometers, meters, centimeter, whichever unit you are comfortable to work with, choose that particular unit. Okay. If you wanted to work with feet and inches, then you have to choose this second option over here called as US standard. Okay. So just tick this US standard. And if you click on this drop down, you'll have an n number of options available, stating like fractional inches, decimal inches, fractional feet, decimal feet, feet with fractional inches, feet with decimal inches. So ignore your first 4 options. Okay, we'll be working either with feet with fractional inches or feet with decimal inches. So what is the difference between feet with fractional inches and feet with decimal inches? Is that, for example, if I'm using feet with fractional inches, my values will be like 5 feet 4 by 3 inches, or it will be like 6 feet 1 by 2 inches. So it will be in this way. Your inches value will be in fractional form. Okay. Whereas if I'm using feet with decimal inches, my values will be like 5.65 feet. Okay. And it will be like 5.5 inches, 5.5 feet. So it will be showing you like a 9.75, 9.45, 3.65. Your values will be in this way. It will be with the decimal form. Okay. So whichever you are okay to go for, you can go choose that particular option. Okay. I'll be working with feet with fractional inches, which would be much comfortable when compared to feet with decimal inches. If you are okay to work with decimal values, well, you can choose the option. There is no restriction with that. Okay. So I've selected a feet with fractional inches over here. So the same unit, I have to go ahead and select it under my system unit setup as well. Okay. I'll just click on this system unit setup and make sure you have selected this inches option over here. If you're going to work with metric, like if you have selected meter, then choose meter. If you have selected mm, go choose mm. If you have selected feet and fractional inches, go for inches option. Do not go with feet, go with inches. Okay. Just click on OK over here. Just click on OK over here as well. Now the units are set for your Max screen. Okay, you'll be able to find your units onto the very bottom of your screen right over here. Grid is equal to 0 feet 10 inches. That is each and every grid right over here onto your main interface. It is of 10 inches, 10 inch cross 10 inch. So that is what, that is where you can find whether your units are set properly or not. Okay, any doubts so far? Anything that needs to be repeated again?
Nothing. Nothing.
Is it clear how to set your units? Everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear?
Yes, perfect. Well, good to go. Okay. Now this is how you'll be setting your units. Fine. Now the next thing what we'll be seeing is basically we'll start with creating a very basic option over here. Okay. Onto your command panel, the very first icon that you'll be able to see is your plus symbol. Okay. This icon is called as create icon. If you just place your cursor on top of this, you'll be able to see a term called as create. Okay. Under create, you'll have the first option called as geometry. That is this circle option. This is called as your geometry. Okay. We'll be able to find all the objects that we wanted to, a 3D object that we wanted to create under this geometry category. But to find the basic to advanced objects, you have to make it from right over here. Okay, we'll have an n number of options inside this. When you click on this drop down, you'll have n number of options over here, out of which the very first option is going to be standard primitives. That is basic 3D shapes. You'll be able to find it inside your standard primitives category. So these are the basic options, the basic shapes that we have over here. That is your box, cone, sphere, geosphere. Everything will be like a pair inside this command panel. So most probably your box and your pyramid will have the same properties. Your sphere and geosphere will have the same properties. Your cylinder and tube will have the same properties. Nearly two options will have the similar properties, similar options. So easy to edit. Okay. So the first object that we are going to see is box. Okay. The very first object that we are going to see over here is box. Okay. How do you create a box? So basically we'll be using our left mouse button to create your objects. And before that, I just also wanted to explain you about a few navigation tools. Okay. That is, how do you zoom in, zoom out? How do you orbit your screen? How do you how do you pan your screen. Okay. First, let me tell you with respect to zoom in and zoom out. Okay. Sorry, zoom in and zoom out. Okay. For zoom, basically what you have to do is you have to use your mouse scroll button. Just you have to scroll your mouse scroll button. Okay. So when you scroll your mouse button forward, it will get zoomed in. When you scroll your mouse button backward, it will get zoomed out. Okay. And the next thing that you have over here is going to be orbit, a very, very important option. If you wanted to view your model in 360 degree by just rotating it, in that case, you will be using this orbit option. So the shortcut for orbiting it is you have to hold your Alt button plus you have to hold your mouse scroll button. Okay, you have to hold your Alt button and you have to hold your mouse scroll button. Initially, please do not annotate on my screen, whoever it is. Please don't do that. Well, so first I'll tell you, initially I'll tell you the shortcut keys, then I'll tell you how to work on it. Okay. So for zoom, it's going to be just your mouse scroll button. For orbit, it's going to be Alt plus your mouse scroll button. And then for your pan, you have to hold and drag your mouse scroll button. Okay. You're not supposed to scroll it. You have to hold and drag your mouse scroll button. Okay. This is how it is going to work. So let this be. I'll just keep this. I'll move it aside. Now, first option is going to be your zoom in and zoom out. Just move your mouse scroll button forward. You'll be able to see your screen getting zoomed in. If you just scroll it backwards, you'll be able to see your screen getting zoomed out. Okay. Now, if you have gone somewhere, like now you are not able to see your grid lines at all. Okay. If you want to get your grid lines back again, just press Z from your keyboard. Okay. If you just press Z from your keyboard, you'll be able to see your grid lines back again. That is, it will come back to your origin point. Okay. If you have zoomed in a lot or if you have zoomed out a lot, you don't know where the grid lines are at all. In that case, if you wanted to get your grid lines back, just press Z from your keyboard. You'll get back your grid lines again. Okay. So this is with respect to your zoom option. Okay. The next option that you have is orbit. What if you wanted to go ahead and orbit your, sorry. Okay. What if you wanted to go ahead and orbit your screen? What are we supposed to do? See. So in that case, you have to hold your Alt button, hold your mouse scroll button, need not scroll it, hold it. Okay. And now if you just hold your mouse scroll button and your orbit button, you'll be able to, oh sorry, Alt. So you just Alt and your mouse scroll button, you'll be able to orbit your screen like this. Okay. So you'll be able to orbit your screen like this. Okay. This is to view your model in 360 degree. Say for example, if I've created a box right over here, and if I wanted to view this box in 360 degree, hold your Alt and mouse scroll button, you'll be able to orbit your object like this. Okay. So this is all about your orbit option. Then you have this pan option. Okay. For pan, you have to hold your control button and your mouse scroll button. Okay. To move your object as well as your screen completely from one position to another position totally, we'll be using this pan option. Okay. Hold your control button. I have written it right. Oh, sorry. Hold your control. Just make a note of it. So you have to hold your control plus mouse scroll. I have left the control option. Mouse scroll option. Okay. Hold your control and mouse scroll for your pan option. Okay. Hold it and just you can move your entire screen along with your object from one point to another point. Okay. If you have created multiple objects, right now you'll be able to see only few objects. If you have some objects hidden over here, if you want to move your screen and see, you can just move your screen with the help of your pan command. Okay. Holding your control and mouse scroll button is for your pan. Holding your Alt and mouse scroll button is for your orbit. Okay. For zoom, it's just going to scroll your mouse scroll button forward and backward. Okay. In case if you find this to be difficult, like working with your mouse and working with your keyboard, if you find it difficult, as I told you, onto the very bottom right corner of your screen, you will be able to see the navigation tools. Okay. If this is difficult, you can go for these icons. The first one is going to be zoom. Now, if you're choosing the icons, we'll be using only your left mouse button from your mouse. Okay. If you just move it forward, it'll get zoomed in. If you just hold your left mouse button and move backwards, it'll get zoomed out. Okay. Instead of using your shortcuts, you can just go for icons as well. Okay. Then you have this option of panning it, orbiting it. You'll have all these options over here. So for orbit as well, you will have this orbit icon. Once you click on icon, you'll be getting a circular frame like this. So you can use this to orbit your screen and object. Okay. So this can be done. But most comfortable will be by using your alt button, which will be quite easier when compared to this using your icon. Okay. Then you have your pan symbol. So wherever you want, you can pan your screen entirely. It's completely up to your choice. Okay. So this is how it works. Now the next thing what you have over here is, any doubts with your navigation tools? Anything that needs to be repeated again?
No.
Is it clear, everyone?
Yes. Yes.
All right, perfect. Guys, if I'm quite fast or if I'm slow, please do let me know. Your feedbacks will be taken. Okay, I'll be making it according to your requirement. There is nothing that I'll be following. Like whatever it is, you can just tell me. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. Thank you, guys. Okay. Now, the next thing what we have over here is the first thing, how to go ahead and create a box component. As I told you, whatever you wanted to create, if you wanted to find your shapes, you have to click on this create option under geometry. For basic objects to be seen, we'll be able to find it under your standard primitive category. Okay. So I'll select this box option. For today, we'll just see only this box and then remaining we'll continue tomorrow. Okay. So how do you basically create a box command to start? See, just click, just a second. Why is this quite tilted? It's because of the orbit command. Okay, let me just modify this. Okay. So what you do is just click, drag. You have to keep on holding your left mouse button. Okay. Just click on one point, drag it to the other point, leave your cursor. Okay. And then give the height whatever you want it to. Okay. I'll repeat it again. Just hold your left mouse button, click, drag. Okay. You have to keep on holding your left mouse button, click, drag, leave your cursor now and give it a height. Okay. So what are we supposed to do if we wanted to come out of a command? If we wanted to come out of an active command, what are we supposed to do? Perfect.
W.
You have to click on W. So if you press W, you will be coming out of your active command right over here. Basically, onto your 3ds Max, while creating an object, you won't be able to give a dimension. Okay. So if you wanted to give a, yes, right, W or escape is the right answer. So while creating your object, you won't be able to give a dimension. Okay. Once after your object is created, we'll be able to modify it. If you wanted to increase the length of it, width of it, height of it, well, you'll be able to modify it later. Okay. But while creating it initially, we won't be able to make its dimension. Okay. So any doubts with respect to the interface that we have seen today? Anything? Okay. So for today, what you do is just practice with the basic navigation tools. That is how to do your zoom option, orbit option, pan option, and just go through with the options inside your 3ds Max interface. What is there inside your menu bar, toolbar, and everything. So these set of plugins, if you have installed your V-Ray, you can find the set of options, or else you won't be having the set of icons. Okay. Need not worry if you don't have this, it's for your V-Ray. Okay. So if you don't have your V-Ray, you will be able to see only these set of options, from file to substance and this set of options over here, undo, redo, copy, mirror. Only these set of options will be there. You won't be having this if you don't have V-Ray. Okay, this row and this row is completely for your V-Ray option. Okay, need not worry if you don't have these icons. Need not confuse with that. Okay, so basically try with the interface whatever we have seen, the basic navigation tools. Try with that. In case if you do have any doubts, please do make a note of it. I'll repeat it again. Every day before starting with the actual day's session, we'll be starting with your doubts. Okay. Once the doubts are clarified, only then we'll be proceeding further to the particular day's topic. Okay. So keep practicing. Only if you practice, you'll be able to easily work on your 3ds Max. Very easy software, but quite a technical one. So work. So in case if you do have any doubts, you can let me know. I'll repeat it n number of times even. Okay. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we'll wind up for the day right over here. So we'll catch up tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you all. Thank you so much and take care. Good night.
Most welcome.
Thank you. You can take a leave, guys. If you are done, if you don't have any questions, you can take a leave. Any questions to be asked? If you don't have any questions, you can leave. All right. Thank you.